Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to our three-part series on what to post on social media. So whether you're posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, we're going to walk you through some ideas that you can use to post on your church social media. So let's dive in. Hey, what's up, y'all? If we are meeting for the first time, what's up? My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo. I've been in ministry for the last 19 years, and one of the questions that I get asked the most whenever I get a chance to work with and coach churches around the country is simply, hey, what do we actually post on social media? So I know this can be a huge daunting task, especially if you're jumping onto a platform for the very first time. So we put together this video series, so we're just going to give you a bunch of ideas on stuff that you can literally start posting today on all of your social media accounts. So let's dive in and get started. Now, the first thing that you want to understand before you start posting is that people click on themselves. So you're going to attract whatever you put out. So if you're specifically trying to reach young families, then you want to make sure to use pictures and videos of smiling young families. If you're trying to reach more empty nesters, then you want to put more empty nesters in some of your social media pictures, right? Because people click on themselves, they click on people that look like them, they're in the same season of life as them. So if you're trying to specifically attract a different type of demographic, then you want to put lots of pictures of them on their social media. So for example, I know of a predominantly African-American church that when they looked at it, the pastor said, man, we're reaching a lot of people, but this isn't my vision. My vision is to have people of all races, of all colors, and of all denominational backgrounds. And so what they did is they started with Instagram. And what they would do is because they were predominantly African-American, they only had a few Caucasian families in their church, but they made sure to use a lot of those Caucasian families inside of their Instagram posts, right? So now they had white people, they had black people, right? When they had other Hispanic families and they had Asian families, they made sure to put them into the Instagram post as well. And lo and behold, within the next year to 2 years, when the pastor looked out, his congregation looked like heaven. There were people of all races, of all colors, and all denominational backgrounds, simply because people click on themselves. So if you are trying to get more diverse, one of the best ways to do that is to be intentional about the pictures that you're putting out on social media. All right, so number one, give a tour / behind the scenes. Okay, so everyone loves behind the scenes. They love to, see backstage, or they love to see your green room, or they would love to see like your office as the pastor, right? These are the things that people don't normally see. So giving a tour of your church is a great way to attract new visitors, right? It's a great way to kind of lower the barrier of entry for people that have never visited your church before, because now they have a chance to actually see what the building looks like, maybe to see what the sanctuary looks like, and to kind of get to know you as you're giving people a tour and walking them through your church, right? Likewise, behind the scenes is just a super exciting thing, right? Everyone wants to know what's going on behind the scenes, right? So the people that are wondering what it's like whenever you are prepping for your sermons, or what it looks like whenever the band is rehearsing on a Thursday night and getting ready for the set list on Sunday. Behind the scenes is really fun, and specifically, this is a great thing to do on Instagram stories. So obviously, this is going to work on any platform, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but specifically on Instagram stories, behind the scenes works really, really well. So grab your smartphone, shoot a tour or some behind the scenes, post them on Instagram stories, and try it this week. All right, next up, the true or false post. Now, I'm a big fan of this one because it's going to get a lot of engagement. And if you know anything about the history of social media was meant to be social. Right, pretty deep, I know, right? But the whole thing is that social media is supposed to be more conversational. That's why Facebook's algorithm and Instagram's algorithm, it rewards engagement. So by putting a true or false post out there, you're going to get engagement from a lot of your followers and people that find your post. And one of the best ways to lower the barrier of entry is simply by going out there and asking something that's going to be a little bit controversial, right? But here's the key. It should be controversial, but it should be about something that doesn't matter. Like, for example, true or false, Hawaiian is the best type of pizza, right? Or true or false, pineapple is the best pizza topping, right? Now, here's the deal. Most people are going to say pepperoni is the best pizza topping. Hawaiian is a little bit controversial, right? So we're not talking about politics or anything like that. If you put a post like that out on your church social media, you're going to find people that never comment on any of your stuff who are going to come in and say, pineapple sucks. There's no way. Pepperoni is the best way. And other people are going to say, no, plain cheese is the best. You're arguing about things that don't matter, and that's the point. You're going to get a lot of engagement. People are going to have a lot of fun. But again, this is a way to show that you don't take yourself too seriously. You're not always just posting Bible verses and sermon series quotes. Right now, you're actually engaging with people. You're creating a conversation, and make sure that you answer people, right? So if someone says, hey, pepperoni is the best, right? Just say, I totally disagree. Pineapple is the best. Please defend your position, right? And so now they're actually going back and forth, and you're having a conversation in the comments, because social media was meant to be social, right? So some other good examples of this could be true or false. Oatmeal raisin is the best type of cookie, right? Now, if you were to put that out there, I question your salvation personally, right? Because everybody knows that chocolate chip is the best type of cookie. Or if you really want to get crazy, maybe like a Reese's peanut butter cup cookie. All right, obviously I'm joking, but this is a great way to get people talking, to create some engagement in the post. Another great example is true or false, Star Trek is better than Star Wars, right? Again, notice we're always going with the more controversial option. We're picking pineapple's the best pizza topping. We're talking about oatmeal raisin is the best cookie. We're talking about Star Trek is better than Star Wars. Now, you're gonna have a lot of passionate Star Wars people who are gonna jump in and have a comment. And again, that's the point. Pick the more controversial option, put it out there as a true and false post, and then make sure to have a conversation with everyone in the comments. All right, next up, how can we pray for you? Now, this is a great one. You've probably done this before, but it's just good to do this once a month, once every other month, just to let people know that you're thinking about them, right? And to specifically say, hey, how can we pray for you? In fact, one of the things that you'll probably get is a ton of people are not only going to like and comment on this post, but they're also going to share the post, which is a great thing, because if they share the post on their personal profile, now they're sharing it with all of their friends. So you're getting a ton of free engagement and free reach based on the people sharing this with all of their friends. And now you're reaching all of the friends of the people who are already in your church for free. All right, next up, a sermon series graphic. Now, a lot of you may have already thought of this one, and you might already be promoting your sermon series on social media, but this is a great thing to do. So just, if you have a sermon series graphic or some type of artwork promoting your new sermon series, you simply want to post it on social media and then come up with a sticky description. So 1 or 2 sentences, no more than that, that are gonna specifically communicate what your sermon series is about, what questions it's going to answer, and what problems it's going to solve for the people that attend. So post that on social media, come up with a 1 to 2 sentence sticky statement, and answer any questions people have in the comments. All right, so here is a pro tip. Whenever you're creating something like this and you're promoting like a brand new sermon series, you want to stay away from cliches and platitudes like don't miss out, or the best ever, or it's gonna be epic, right? Things like that that are so over the top. What happens is, if every single sermon series is epic, then none of them are, right? If every single marriage series you've ever done is the best ever and it's gonna change your life, right? Then what happens is you start to create a little bit of mistrust with your audience, because people don't believe you. Because obviously every single sermon series can't be the best ever. Every single sermon isn't going to change your life. So it's best to just come up with a sticky statement that communicates the benefits, what questions you're gonna answer, what problems you're gonna solve for your audience, and then just stick with that. All right, a video invitation is a great thing to post on social media as well. Now, the cool thing is you can not only do this yourself as the pastor, right, which is a great way to do it, and I personally recommend doing this selfie style, where you just grab a smartphone and you actually hold it vertically, not horizontally like you would normally think, but actually hold it vertically like a selfie video, and do this with your spouse and just invite people to church. I found that we get the best reach and the best engagement with walking selfie videos that have both the pastor and your spouse in the video, right? So you and your wife walking down Main Street in your town, or walking outside your church, right? What happens is, because of the movement in the background, people will actually watch the video longer, looking at the background, trying to see, where are you? Like, oh, is he on Main Street? Or, man, is he in this church? Or is he outside? Or, man, where exactly is that, right? So you'll actually get people just out of curiosity who will watch longer. So a pro tip on this is, you can not only do a walking selfie video, but if you go through a doorway or you walk around a corner, this actually creates a natural transition in people's brains. And so they will watch even longer, because now that you rounded the corner on Main Street, now they're looking at a totally different street and a different background, and it also re-engages their brain into what you're saying. So if you're transitioning into an invite or into a sermon series invite or something like that, it's great to either walk through a doorway or go around a corner, because now it re-engages them and gets them back into your content. So this is a great way to engage people, to invite them out, post it on social media. And one of my favorite things about it is you can also do this with people in your church. So it doesn't have to just be a walking selfie video invite of you and your spouse, but you can also grab some people from your church who are naturally good on camera and have them go outside with their smartphone and create a walking selfie video invite. And now you have you as the pastor and several different people in your church church, and you can post one a week on your social media. Okay, so before I get to my last couple of points, make sure to subscribe to this channel and make sure to hit that little church bell notification. That way you're gonna get notifications of brand new videos every single time we drop them. All right, next up, share a playlist. Now, I'm a worship leader myself. I'm a huge fan of this one, and I love music. So I love sharing a playlist, right? I love putting together playlists myself and sharing them, but I also love reading other people's playlists, right? So the cool thing is people who love music, and they always want to know what other people are listening to, right? Especially the pastor. So this is another great way to kind of create a little bit of engagement in the comments, right? Simply post a playlist. It could be your top 5 worship songs right now, or it could be your top 10 songs that are in your Spotify right now, or it could be your top 5 rock songs of all time. But create a playlist, share it on social media, and then ask people, this is what I'm listening to. What are you listening to right now? Right? Or what are your top 5 worship songs of all time? Right now, people are posting in the comments. And again, you're making sure to like all of their comments and then also respond. And a great way to create conversation is responding with a question. So share a playlist and then make sure that you respond to everybody in the comments. All right, going live is a great way to be able to utilize social media and post to it. And again, to have something that's a little bit different than some of the other content that you're already putting out. So you can capitalize on the live video craze because right now, Facebook and Instagram are both promoting live video, and they'll actually put it in front of a lot more people for free. So this is a great way to maybe go live during one of your sermons, or go live during worship, or you can go live during an outreach event that you're doing, right? Or you could even just go live while you're at the church walking around inviting people out to church that Sunday. But live videos are being rewarded by the algorithms on social media. So this is a great way to actually go in there and just start talking to people. You don't need to have much of a script or an idea because that's the point of a live video, right? It's live, it's not scripted, and the longer you're on a live video, the more Facebook and Instagram and these other social media platforms will start to show your video to people. So the more people will actually jump onto your live, and then those same platforms will continue to show that even after your live is over. All right, next up, share a testimony. All right, this is a great way to recruit new volunteers. This is a great way to invite people to church. It's a great way even just to rally the people in your church and get them excited about what God is doing inside of your congregation. So if you're already creating testimonials for your website or even for your video announcements, all you have to do is just take those and post them on social media, right? If you don't have anything like that, then you can create some. And one of the easiest ways to do this is kind of like the walking selfie video that we talked about before. All you need to do is just ask some people in your church who have a really cool testimonial to record it selfie style on their smartphone and then send it to you, right? And then you can just post this on social media. Obviously, you want to have their permission beforehand, but a ton of people are excited to actually share what God is doing in their life. So it might be a couple that was on the verge of divorce and then they came out to your marriage series and God completely restored their marriage. It might be someone who has been volunteering in the parking lot and who has been completely delivered from drugs and alcohol, right? Or maybe it's just someone who was on the verge of depression and was really struggling with stuff in life, but they found your church because a friend invited them and it's completely changed their lives and the way that they go about their life, right? So these types of testimonials are gold and they're great to be able to put on all of your social media platforms. All right, and last up, sermon quotes. Right now, this is a great way to kind of re-engage and remind people that in your congregation of what you spoke on Sunday. Right, so just pull out maybe a couple of points from your sermon or a couple of different quotes from your sermon, and you can create a cool-looking quote card, or you can simply use a picture of you or a picture of the service, and then actually put the quote in the comments below. So again, you're going to get a lot of engagement usually on these, and so you want to make sure to like the comments and respond and ask a question so that you can continue to engage them in the comments as well. All right, so I have a ton more social media tips and ideas for you on what to post on your church's social media. So make sure to check out part 2 of what to post on your church social media. We'll see you soon.